Don't forget to comment on our Homestead Dream 250 subscriber celebration video for your chance to win a brand new seating square. Guten Yardening, everybody! Well, we're here by a pile of dirt, which might not make very much sense considering this is day 3, well, step 3 of our transformation of our new front yard and space. But this is actually soil that is left over, some excess soil as we were digging and mounding and preparing our new beds. And I wanted to take an opportunity here to show you what our native soil looks like. In a future video, we're going to get up close and personal with this soil because I'm going to show you 2 soil tests that you can do to determine your soil type and what you need to do to amend that soil. But for now, I just want to show you that this is very much a clayey soil. Now, clay is often viewed as a soil you don't want to work with. Now, if I told you that we just love working with clay, that would be a lie. It's not our favorite type of soil. In fact, there are some pretty big challenges that come with trying to grow vegetables in clay. One, and you can see it pretty clearly here, is it compacts really quickly and densely. So there's work to be done, otherwise the roots won't be able to make their way through very easily and you won't get the performance you're looking for. Second to that then is if it's compacted and you have a big rainstorm, you could end up with a soggy mess or a flooded garden. That is where amending this soil to add better drainage comes in key. And I'm going to talk about how we're going to do that in just a second. But first, you should know there are some pretty cool benefits to growing with this clay. One, and this is something you might not know, clay and organic matter in general has an overall net negative charge. Science. And that negative charge attracts positively charged things like calcium, potassium, and magnesium. So basically, you have a soil that retains nutrients and is typically pretty nutrient dense compared to, say, a sandier soil, which might not retain nutrients that well. So a huge benefit in growing in clay and not removing the clay as your native soil, and one of the main reasons why we don't just dig it all up and try to start from scratch, is that nutrient potential that we know our plants are going to love. Another benefit of growing with clay is that it does retain water pretty well, even, again, during this dry spell. So how do we amend our soil? Well, for our front yard and space, we're going to be adding 2 key ingredients to our clay. And you're going to see those in just a second. We're going to be adding 2 elements to this native soil to improve the quality. The first is some all-natural peat moss, and the second is some organic compost. So we're going to be adding these elements, mixing it in, and then we're going to gather a soil sample from this and see how it compares to our native soil. Go ahead and start laying out the trails. So the trails are going to be filled with mulch, and this mulch is simply the ground up remains of our ash tree. So this is going to work nicely. Didn't cost us anything extra other than the initial removal of the tree, and this will work great as a nice pathway around each of these beds. little bit of work, and our trails are now complete with this ash mulch. All this shredded wood here is going to work perfectly. It's nice and stable, and our beds are now easily accessible all around. So our next step is going to be to plant some perennials and also some mums around the outside of this new yarden space. All right, folks, after all that hard work, I think it's time for the big reveal. Around the exterior of our new yarden space, we planted a mixture of annuals and perennials. Now we did that so that while the perennials are going to be absolutely stunning as they come in, we can mix up every year, change up every year, the look of our border. And here is our new front yarden space. 7 beds, all mounded, all prepared to be no-till here in the future, and lots of pathways in between. So we'll have easy access as we start planting our fruits and our vegetables here. Now take a look at our transformation one more time through the different stages. And this transformation isn't just a matter of a couple of days. This soil is going to continue to improve as we continue to work with it season after season. So what vegetables actually perform well in a clay-based soil? Well, more than you might expect. A few of them include some members of the brassica family, your broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. They do well because as they grow up and grow more top-heavy, they have that nice support and purchase in the denser clay. Some of your shallow root vegetables like the lettuce and the Swiss chard do well because of the easy access to nutrients. And even root crops can perform very well. Your daikon radishes, your beets, your potatoes. As long as you've given proper drainage, as we have, they'll grow and they'll enjoy the nutrients just like every other vegetable. Well, we hope you found some inspiration in our front yarden transformation as we went from a space that lovingly provided us with shade for years and is now going to provide us with food for even more to come. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, leave us a comment, don't forget to share and subscribe, and remember, when you're with us, you're good to grow.